Paranoia is in bloom. The PR transmissions will assume they'll try to push drugs to keep us all dumbed down and hope that they will never see the truth around. Another promise, another scene, another package lie to keep us trapped in greed. Another green bells wrapped around our minds, and endless red tape to keep the truth confined. They will not force us. They will stop degrading us. They will not control us. We will be victorious.
Hello, I'm sorry. I'm posting that we're live on Facebook, on that bloody page. There we
Facebook.
go.
Cool.
That face page. All right. Damn it. So, we have so freaking much this week. Oh my God. I was
Lots going
telling
on.
Matt, this is like the most difficult time I've had trying to narrow stuff down than like since the primaries or the 2020 primaries, when it was just so difficult because there were like 25 candidates and it would be like, I need to do like a 10-hour show. And this kind of feels like that because not just with Palestine and Israel and everything, you also have protests over pretty much like multiple in every single state, and so much with ACAB happening.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been insane. But one thing before I forget is yesterday on my Facebook memories, that's like one of the only reasons I keep Facebook, is yesterday came up that yesterday was 8 years since my first show. 8 years.
Wow.
So yeah, I was like, wow, like, and I looked at it and it was like 2 minutes long, and it was a video to the people I met at the Harrisburg Bernie campaign office. And it was just like, it was the first political experience I had. I never volunteered for anything. It was
Yeah.
just a very heartfelt message. Like, thank you so much for, I learned so much, things like that. And it wasn't technically a show. It was just a video. I didn't want to type it. I thought it was impersonal. So I made the video and tagged the staff, and they started posting it and it went viral, and then things just kind of evolved from there. So fucking 8 years. Crazy.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. And before I forget, I do want to say tomorrow I will be live at the Harrisburg Capitol for something as well. So that'll be at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll get into more detail towards the end of the show, but just before I forget, 2:30 tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And I did also go to a Palestine solidarity event Saturday, last Saturday, and in Lancaster, and it's very much Amish country.
Yeah.
But no lie, I have to, my blind ass can't drive, so I got an Uber from the train station. Dude who picked me up from Gaza. I shit you not.
Yeah, I saw that. That's cool.
Like, oh my God, it was just incredible. And, we had such a great conversation, and it was heartbreaking, but, you guys can see the video of the rally, and also the video I made in shock after I got out of the Uber, just like, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened. That kind of summarizes everything. But yeah, that was it was almost serendipitous. You know, I'm going to a Palestine rally, and the guy who picks me up is literally from Gaza, and he arrived in the US freaking October 2nd. 5 days prior. October fucking 2nd.
That's crazy.
Just got goosebumps. It's intense. But we have so much to get to. So if you want to see more on that, you can see the videos from Saturday. You know, we'd like to switch it up with topics and stuff, but there's so much going on with Palestine. We're pretty much going to dedicate the show to Palestine, but different you know, a myriad of things involving Palestine. So what do we have first on our agenda?
Well, something from Dr. Jill Stein, I believe. So, yeah, let's play this clip. Dr. Jill Stein.
Hold the line now, hold the line! Hold the line! Hold the line now, hold the line! Hold the line now, hold the line! Hold it down for Palestine! Hold the line now, hold the line! Hold the line now, hold the line! Get back! Hey, you get back! You get back! That's his foot! That's his foot! That's his foot! You get back! Hold the line now! Hold the line!
So, and then if you want to show the video of Kelly getting thrashed on the ground.
Might be this one.
No, that's Jill getting arrested, but that's good.
Not much to see in that one.
Kelly is Jill's campaign manager, who I text with like 15 times a day. So she's been keeping me updated. She texted me right when they got out of jail Saturday night. It's fucking insane. So yeah, in this clip coming up, you're gonna see Kelly just get fucking throttled. And
Are you sure you sent me that one?
I'm absolutely positive.
Okay. Who's it from?
Let me see. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Okay, just sent it to you again. They essentially tossed her like a fucking rag doll. And they got checked out at the hospital. I'll get into that after.
Jesus Christ.
Now you've met Kelly.
I've met her. She's like
the 100 pounds
next to Jill Stein, and yeah, she's tiny. They're both tiny.
She's very tiny. Yeah, and Jill is very thin.
They're just manhandling her.
I know. It's insane. So yeah, as soon as they get out of jail, Kelly texted me. I was just like, what the fuck? And they went and got checked out. They're extremely bruised. Thankfully, nothing is broken. But, and you know, it's not just them this is happening to, but, you know, I do have to wonder if it's, let's make an example. She's running for president.
Yeah.
Let's take her and her fucking staff down.
Yeah.
So, but that's my fucking president. I'm going to vote for someone who's not, too cool to be with we the people, who's okay with fucking getting in the streets with us and has been for decades. There's
Yeah.
also a clip of Jill's interview right as she's walking out of the jail.
Yes. 1 second.
Let's make Dr. Stein look great. Not gonna start. Whenever you like it, Sam.
Yeah, I'm just coming out of jail, so I don't know what my hair is doing.
This will be a very easy first question because I don't have to ask you to spell your first and last name or tell me what your title is because we know all that stuff. Looking good, Sam? Okay, take a breather. How long? Well, I'm going to ask this as well. Let's start with this.
Yeah.
Dr. Stein, when you're coming out, how long were you in there for? What was it like when you were in the St. Louis County Jail?
It was kind of scary, to tell you the truth, because I got separated from the rest of the crowd, and it initially felt like there was a lot of safety in numbers, but then it turned out that I was being charged with assault after being assaulted by a bicycle and basically thrown onto my head backwards. I was charged with assaulting a police officer. Can you believe it? And so I got separated out, and I was alone going through this whole other process where I was going through a medical exam. I had, regular steel handcuffs put on and sat a long time sitting alone in a cell. And I had no idea. Did anybody even know I was there? I had been separated from my team. And, was I going to be there all night? Was I going to be there for a week? What's going on? And when could I call my lawyer? So I was just completely led through this process, completely blind. And I'm really glad that, we got out. What time were we brought in? When did we get arrested? My guess is around 7:30, something like that. And finally got out at around 1:30 or 1:45, something like that.
So quite a long time. Obviously, you were not here to have all of this happen. You were here, as I'm assuming, to campaign, talk to people in St. Louis.
And to get on the ballot so that voters could have a choice, so that, the American public opposes the genocide, wants an immediate ceasefire and a diplomatic solution. So we want to get that on the ballot. We want a pro-worker campaign to be on the ballot. We want an anti-war campaign and a climate emergency campaign. We are the only campaign that actually represents all of those issues. So we have a lot to fight for to enable the American people to have a choice, and the American people are clamoring for a choice. They don't want zombie candidates rammed down their throat again, and by huge majorities, Americans want other choices. So we want to provide that choice. We have to jump through all kinds of hoops for Americans to be able to exercise, basic democracy in the voting booth.
Mm-hmm.
We have to collect, I don't know what it is, something like 10,000 signatures total in Missouri in order to get on the ballot. So if people want to be sure that you have an actual choice on the ballot, you can contact either our campaign.
You can stop it here. It's quite a long interview, but one of the things I thought it was the part that was coming up. She said that RFK Jr., y'all know how I feel about him.
Yeah.
Is going to Palestine rallies to get signatures to get on the ballot. RFK fucking Jr.
That makes no sense.
Like, please tell me Palestine activists know that he is pro-genocide, pro-Israel, anti-Palestine. Like, he's fucking Biden, dude. Like, please tell me they know this. Like, the fact that these kids even have the audacity to go to this shit and be like, sign up for RFK Jr. If you are watching, please do not sign up for that fucking Zionist. He has marched in Israel parades, okay, with a big old fucking flag. No. Like, don't even. No. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But anyway, yeah, I've been texting with Kelly like non fucking stop. And nothing broken, lots of bruises. And we're seeing that with so many fucking people. And it's so scary because, we were threatened with arrest Saturday. We're threatened with arrest all the fucking time, but
Yeah.
it wasn't that kind of a situation where it was so many people and it was so tense to the point that we were actually scared it was going to happen.
Mhm.
It's oh my god, it's so crazy. I see we have a comment. What's that say?
It's from JoJo in 3D. It says, "Hey Joy, just wanted to stop by and say thank you for calling out Deborah Messing at Steel City Con. I was going to do it, but couldn't make it."
Yes, that was my kink. I was like, this is fucking amazing. This is like top 10 thing I've ever done in my 44 years of life. That was so great. Thank you for that.
Yes.
What else do we have next?
Let's see. So, apparently, college students aren't having enough sex, so they're turning to anti-Israel protests. Also, it's the COVID shutdowns and the isolation to blame for pro-Palestine protests. Experts say. Oh, you're muted, Joy. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I was saying
There we go.
OnlyFans for Palestine, orgy for Palestine. I mean, you got a bunch of college kids in a bunch of tents. Hey, go for it. Be safe, be smart, but hey, you got to relieve your stress. You know what I say at the end of every show? Smash the like, smash the subscribe, and smash each other. If that's what you got to do, go for it. So I mean, they could be onto something, but it's a great way to minimize the importance and
Oh
the
yeah,
severity of what we are trying to go up against.
totally.
What do we have next?
We have a video from maybe from an airplane or something. Let me see what this is. Yes.
Are you Eric Adams? Yeah, fuck you! You support the guys on Palestine. There are homeless people all over New York. You're always partying. You don't actually care about the citizens of New York. Why are you even in Miami? You know there are people being arrested there. People are homeless in New York. People cannot afford food. You keep cutting the education budget so you can fund the police. That's all you care about, funding the police. Everything is underfunded because of you. Trying to get
holding the line.
Fuck you! Dude, his face. He doesn't even say, yeah, it's me, sit down, stop, I'm off the clock. Like, he says nothing. He just gives her crazy eyes.
Yeah.
That was epic.
Ain't that weird?
Fuck
Well, he's not.
you!
He's not trying to get kicked off the plane.
Oh my god, that was great. Absolutely. More of this. More of this. Yo, I want to make that my fucking ringtone. Are you Eric Adams? Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Yes.
I love it.
It's so good. Mad respect to her. What do we have
Let me
next?
see if I have anything else in the same category here. We could talk about the uncommitted campaign.
Yes. Oh, you don't have to show that one. That was just something that I replaced with this. So
Okay.
Saturday when I was at the rally, again, I recorded it. It's on my YouTube. They were talking about they volunteered to the point that they made 500,000 phone calls to get people to be uncommitted, to write that on our Pennsylvania ballot. 500,000 phone calls. Holy shit. That is people power. And this 56,000 has actually been increased. It actually was 62,000 after all was said and done.
Okay.
So proud as fuck of Pennsylvania. Yes. 62,000. I'm so proud of us. Like, that's fucking badass. Because it's not just that. It's the fact that Biden got less than 1 million votes in our state. That's fucking pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
It is pathetic. And it's just like how I gave the stats for New York. We have like 6 million active registered Democrats, and he got less than 1 million votes. Same thing fucking happened in New York. In the entire state of New York, he got 277,000 votes. Are you fucking kidding me? There's 5.8 million active Democrats in New York. 277,000 votes. That's who you're propping up. And you're blaming us because he's going to fucking lose. That's on you guys. That is so on you.
Yeah.
Y'all should have learned in 2016. We don't fuck around. You fuck around, you find out. End of story. In fact, there is a video of a young woman, and it's from TikTok. That is a perfect segue to listen to her video.
I'm going to say the silent part out loud for you. Who will be worse for white people, okay? Because the Palestinians in Gaza, they're already living the worst. The Palestinians watching it, we're watching them live the worst, okay? So I personally can't imagine it being worse than the collective punishment of 2.2 million people. I can't imagine starving those 2.2 million people and then shooting them down when they go to get aid. I can't imagine it being worse than Hind calling up her mom, telling her, "Mama, come save me." But then they sent the rescuers and they couldn't save her because they shot the rescuers and they shot Hind. I can't imagine it being worse than Sidra hanging on a wall with her legs shredded after the IOF bombed them while you guys watched the Super Bowl. I can't imagine it being worse than the images coming out of the IOF running over people with tanks. I can't imagine it being worse than that. And I know that for you, you can imagine a worse because maybe you've turned a blind eye to this. Maybe you've chosen to tune it out, but your white privilege is definitely showing here. And I suggest you put it away because you cannot tell me it will get worse than genocide. And you cannot tell me that the fear of a potential genocidal maniac is worse than the actual genocidal maniac who is in power right now funding this, especially when it wouldn't have lasted more than 2 weeks without our funding. So no, it might be worse for you, but we're already there.
Amen. Yeah. I love this woman. This is honestly the best breakdown. Like, it's so fucking true. Like, you know, they have this TDS, this Trump derangement syndrome, where it's like, they say things like, "I can't handle Trump again." What the fuck do you mean you can't handle Trump again? What the fuck does that even mean? Anyone who thinks things are okay right now is fucking privileged and needs to talk to someone who's fucking poor or needs to talk to someone without health care or someone who's, you know, has to work 3 jobs or shit like that. Like, this woman fucking nailed it. What do you think, Matt?
I like it.
Right? She's fucking amazing. I've been putting that in every fucking comment. Like, every time I post stuff about, like, Jill and stuff, and, "Oh, so you want Trump?" And I'm like, please take 2 minutes to watch this. I know they won't. But, I mean, this is how so many of us feel. She just nailed it. Like, Orange Man bad is not a threat. She's right. How is it going to get worse than genocide? Biden has overruled Congress numerous times to give even more money to Israel. And we're going to get into some breaking news later about the White House and Israel today. But at this point, what is next?
Let me see.
I see a ton of people watching on Twitter. You guys come into the chat and share. Also, smash like and subscribe on YouTube. Just jump over and do it because it helps with the algorithm.
All right. Here we go.
Who the fuck are you trying to shake hands with?
Hold on. So does he trip there? What happens there?
No, he's leaving. He's just trying to think.
He's like, oh, it's not time to go yet. And then he.
Yeah, that's someone off in the distance.
Okay.
And all these fucking sheeple are just like, like.
Oh, this is a thing for Roe v. Wade?
Yeah, because he codified it. So he can definitely talk about, how great it is and how he's done so much for it.
I don't know, guys. I don't know about this president.
I don't know. I mean, this is probably fake. Come on. Look, he has a fucking stutter, okay? Y'all need to lay the fuck off. It's a stutter. I think we have another gem from him from this same exact speech.
Do we? Let me see if I can find that one.
These are all from a few days ago.
I don't see it.
It's in there, but that's okay. No biggie. It was just another gem like this. He was reading the teleprompter and he said the quiet parts out loud, which he's done before.
He said pause.
Yeah.
Yes.
Pause. And then they do the 4 more years, and they sound exactly like Trump supporters. I really want someone to do a side-by-side of Biden people saying 4 more years and Trump people saying 4 more years from 2020, because it is fucking identical and it is so cultish and so terrifying. If you're watching and you can do that, please tag me on Twitter or put it in here or something, because I wish I had skills, but I don't. And I would love to see that. What is next?
All right. We could switch over to...
Oh, I see my girls here. Hey, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa. So, Ben Gvir got into an accident, it says. Let's see what this is.
Yeah.
Você tá com a outra aí, bicho, mano.
Okay.
So then there's another thing that shows who he is.
Okay.
And this is before he got in the accident, like a minute before it.
Okay.
So Israelis aren't a fan of him. Yeah, and then he got in that big car crash. But then 2 days later, there was another car crash. There should be a clip in there of that. And if you could read the caption of this one. I think you're muted.
Thank you. Oh, how long was I muted? That's embarrassing.
Look, I've never done that. Especially at the beginning of this very show.
Breaking. Israeli media reports that the car of the Israeli minister in the Ministry of Education, Haim Bitan, has flipped over in occupied Jerusalem, resulting in serious injuries to his father. Let me see. Oh, geez. They're not messing around.
So you have a high-ranking guy in Israel in a car accident. 2 days later, you have a high-ranking guy in Israel in a car accident. So that's some really bad coincidences. Everyone, if you look at the comments, like not now because we have so much to get to, but if you guys see this on Twitter and you look at the comments, everyone's like, I'm praying for the car. And I was reading through it and I was just like, oh my God, we're all going to hell, but this is fucking hilarious. What else do we have?
Let me see. Let me play this clip for you.
Is not in harm's way. Nobody is going to hurt them. Nobody is going to attack them. This person is not in harm's way. They are free to leave. Nobody is going to hurt them. Nobody is going to attack them. This person is not in harm's way. Yes, they're right in front of me right now. This person is not in harm's way. I need funds, genocide. I need help. I know that, but they're surrounding me. They won't let me move. No, you are free to move. You are free to move. She is free to move. You are free to move.
Is she even really on the phone with the cops?
She's free to move. She's free to leave.
Probably.
She's free to leave. No one is surrounding her. Nobody is surrounding her. She is free to leave. You are free to leave. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's Russian universities or students. They're surrounding me. She's free to leave. No one is surrounding her. No one is surrounding her. No one is surrounding her. I'm just walking my dog. I need help. She's free to leave. I'm a Jewish American. I need help.
You knew that was coming.
Yep.
I'm wearing a white Adidas shirt. I have a dog with me. I need help.
So what was the aftermath of that? Did the cops?
I don't know. I don't know.
Was she even talking to the cops at all? Or
I don't know, but I'll tell you one thing, probably because Becky's like that, man. But you know what? Fucking, like, seriously, she's like, they're surrounding me. There's no one behind you. What are you fucking talking about? And you didn't know these rallies were going on? And it's so funny because her face, when she sees this woman just walk right by, she's like, oh shit. Like, They're surrounding me. I'm just trying to walk my dog. I'm a Jewish American. Like, you're not helping your cause. And the fact that she knew she was being recorded and still lied, like, that is some Zionist shit. Zionists lie all the time. We know this. And it's like, I can't, like, if you're going to lie and you're being recorded, maybe don't lie. Because there's clearly no one around you. Oh my God. And the worst part about it is, you know, these people that do this shit,
Yeah.
you see what happens to these college kids when these cops show up. They show up in their fucking military gear and they come out like with their, you know, fucking rubber bullets and there's pepper spray and all that shit. And she's trying to get them into even more trouble and stir up even more shit. And it's like, if you don't want to join, don't join, but you don't have to fucking lie. You're putting especially people of color and other Jewish people in harm's way by what you're fucking doing. It's so fucking gross.
Yeah.
And this is one of a number of videos. They keep coming out with them. Pathetic. What else do we have?
We have Dr. Stephen Thrasher. We have a clip from him.
As with the Black Lives Matter protests, Occupy protests, and others, those who have experienced the demonstrations up close can testify just how much they differ from the characterizations heard in the media. I spoke with Dr. Stephen Thrasher, who had recently visited the Columbia encampment, and he told me what he saw there.
It's really beautiful to see the way that they were experimenting with creating a different kind of society. It's a dynamic I've seen in different kinds of protests I've covered over the years, Occupy Wall Street, Black Lives Matter protests, where people are responding to something really horrific by trying to create the conditions of a different kind of society and distributing food, entertaining, educating one another. As a print journalist myself, or a person with a history of print journalism, it was very touching and funny to see the Columbia Daily Spectator get passed out, and almost like in a movie, people racing to read it and sitting down to read it once they got it. The same thing with the New York War Crimes, a parody of the New York Times, and the Independent were being passed out. And then there was this teach-in with Norm Finkelstein, which was everything that right-wing provocateurs say that they want, in some ways in a dialogue. There was also a really touching speech by a nurse who just returned from Gaza, bringing greetings from the people of Gaza and sharing some of the horrors he'd seen. And then it ended with a woman, I believe in her 70s, who had been arrested in the same spot in 1968, and wishing the students well. And it was really beautiful to see during the Muslim prayers, the Muslim students, while they were praying, other students surrounded them so they could have some privacy. And then there was also a Shabbat happening with Jewish students I was there on Friday, so it was at sundown. And it was really touching to see them working together to think differently and really create a critical pedagogy, a political dialectic about the situations they were facing, and a real creativity to try to force the university to divest, but also to apply the things they're learning in class to a mini society they were making. I found it very beautiful and not threatening at all.
As with the Black...
Absolutely. And that's what's so amazing, you know, about anyone who's been, even before, you know, the Palestine movement, any of us who have been activists know that for us, it's not just standing with picket signs. We do teach-ins. We educate people. We have workshops. We do stuff like that. And we do have like dance. I remember doing like dance parties for Black Lives Matter, where we would just stand on the Capitol steps and just have like, you know, just dance to like music that inspires us throughout the decades. And, you know, there's creativity that goes into it as well. And when you look at the Israel protests, a lot of Israel protesters, well, I should say Palestine protesters, because they all have Israeli flags and American flags. You will always see American flags with Israel flags. Always.
Yep.
And I
It's
think that
almost
speaks
like they're the same
volumes.
thing.
They are. I mean, they're practically
They might as
intertwined.
well be the same fucking flag.
Yeah. So when you look at that, and they raised $75,000 to have an Israel support rally
Yeah.
next to Columbia Kids, and they blasted music the whole time and turned it into a rave. It was, I mean, it's so loud. The Palestinian encampment can't use their megaphones, play their music, like anything, because that is so loud. And if you look at my Twitter, you will see people at the Israeli, I'm not even going to say solidarity because it's just cultish. What they're doing, there are videos of people there saying, I can't say the real word because they will take my show down, but sticking their finger in the face of Palestinian protesters, saying they hope they get RAPED.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like, that's who it, and I mean, you have to be a psychopath to say something like that, especially to people who are completely peaceful, who are trying to stop something like murdering over 40,000 people.
Yeah, this Teresa says they were paying college kids to protest
Yep.
pro-Israel just months ago.
Yep.
$250
They sure
if I
were.
remember right.
Yep. And then
That's
they
good money.
lied and said over 40,000 people attended, and it was like 2,000. Oh my God. What do we have next?
Do you want to talk about Fetterman?
Mm,
We can
I-
talk about something else.
Yeah, let's do it.
Rip off the Band-Aid. Here we go. I don't know why this tweet says Fetterman is king, but we're just gonna play the clip.
Because it's a twat waffle that fucking bootlicks, and then it's the only one I found. So
It's weird that they would want to promote this. Okay, I'm just gonna play it.
I'm with Israel. You know that. I know it. So go talk to somebody else. Go talk to somebody else.
You're my representative.
Yeah,
and
no, you're not. You don't represent my view, and that's okay. We can disagree on this. I'm with Israel, and I don't know why you.
I'm not against Israel. I'm totally not.
Again, but
I'm really not.
You harass my staff, and that's crazy.
No, you seem really fine. Like, truthfully.
It's like I said. So it's like it doesn't.
Are
matter.
you just gonna like filibuster the whole time because you haven't let me finish my sentence?
Could we introduce ourselves? You're
tried.
trying to. It's like this is some kind of outrageous video or whatever. Like it's just.
Could we introduce ourselves,
different
Senator?
tactics. Get some.
My name's
tactics.
Terry Rumsey. I live in.
It's just what I'm saying.
I live in.
Again, you can be for Hamas or you can be for other issues. I'm with Israel, and now you're clear. I'm clear. So just go. Oh, I know. Oh, dear.
No, I genuinely we genuinely are not trying to cause a struggle here. Like, I really genuinely want to talk to you about this because we're not anti-Israel. We're not. We're pro-peace.
I understand.
And I bet you're pro-peace too. I genuinely bet you are. Like, nobody enjoys warfare and suffering and hostage situations.
I'm for Israel. I really am concerned with the hostage.
Wow.
Very clear.
Wow.
So
I'm for Israel.
This girl is so fucking nice because she legit, I don't know if she realizes she lied to his face, but she told him, I'm sure you don't even want it. Yes, he does. But I mean, could you be nicer and give him a more genuine opportunity to have discourse than that?
Yeah.
And he says, you don't represent me?
What
the fuck?
He was trying to flip it around on her and be all clever, but it didn't work because she isn't his representative. He has it backwards.
Oh my God, dude. So I live in Harrisburg. Okay.
There's a comment from Robert James says, "You were so right about Fetterman."
I was. I was. Oh my God. I told people for 6 fucking years. I'm like, you guys, you don't understand. Stop praising him. He, I live in Harrisburg and I'm going to the Capitol tomorrow, and if there is any higher power, please let him be there when I go there. Please, 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 please. If anyone is up there, down there, I don't know. Just please, please. I will gladly get arrested for yelling at him. I really would. It would be so worth it.
You have to be recording it somehow. We need to see that footage.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. I would like, I had him on my show 6 years ago, and I
Did
kept
you?
calling him out the whole fucking time. And he hates me. He fucking hates me because after that show, I interviewed him the night before voting day. And I kept calling him out, and I was like, do you realize that people in Pennsylvania call you John Frackerman and stuff like that? Oh, he does not like me. So I ran into him about like probably 6 months later at a progressive summit thing in Harrisburg. And I was like, hi, do you remember me? And he goes, I remember. I was like, thank you. And then, his opponent used a clip of my show in the ad targeting him on his campaign. And they showed my show on the fucking Pennsylvania debate. Like, is this you telling a local journalist that you don't support fracking? And that's when he was like, I support fracking. I've always supported fracking. And I'm like, they just showed a clip from my show, bitch. No. Like, you're welcome. But yeah, oh my God, he is such a fascist. I think I shouldn't even say this because I don't believe in doxing. I think it's so fucked up. But I still have his cell phone number in my phone if he hasn't changed it. And I'm like, yeah, damn it. But those of us in Pennsylvania know so much about him, and he's just trash. Oh.
I found a clip.
I called him a vote shamer and all kinds of shit.
I know there's that meme that goes around where it's like there's 6 different Fettermans. Have you seen this? Where like you have
No.
the original Fetterman, and there's an older looking one, and depending on what interview it is, like the man looks like a completely different person.
I did see the one that it's like split in 2, and it says like working class fascist and dressed up fascist, black tie fascist or something.
I'll
But
find it. I'll send it to you. It's
yeah,
it's an
please
interesting
do.
theory. We have a tweet from the man.
Oh, but here's a funny story before we go. His wife, Giselle, even after he came on my show, when we got off the air, she came on. She goes, Joy, I love your show so much. Thank you so, so much. And then when we ran into each other a few months later, she gave me a huge hug, a kiss on my cheek. He was like, how are you? And he's just like, I was like, yo, your wife loves me, even if it's fake. Take that.
All right.
Oh, for those of you who don't know, his wife Giselle was a Biden delegate.
Oh.
Yeah.
The plot thickens.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, he thinks that it would be a fatal blow to the judicial and moral standing of ICC to pursue this path against Israel. He's calling on the president to intervene as part of the administration's ongoing commitment to Israel. Okay.
So, I mean, Bibi is a convicted criminal. We all know he was in prison before.
Yeah.
And he is a right-wing fascist dictator. I thought that was a consensus. I mean, even most people in Israel hate him. And the same people who are saying we can't let Trump in because he's a right-wing fascist dictator are going to bat for a right-wing fascist dictator who is literally committing genocide. So the fact that he's like, POTUS, please don't. Dude, move to Israel. None of us will miss you, especially us Pennsylvanians. Like, please go. No, none of us will bother you anymore. Just go. He's bananas. So then that came out today, and then
Yeah.
more came out today.
So is this like a supporting tweet? I think U.S.
Yeah.
and Israel are working to block an ICC arrest warrant against Netanyahu. All right, so this is what Fetterman was referring to, right?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Is that an article?
Let me see. It is just an image,
Oh, okay.
but it does
Yeah,
have both
so
flags there, like you were saying. You got
yep, gotta
both
have
flags.
both. Yeah, so essentially, we all know the ICJ, has been keeping tabs because of, the hearing and everything, and they had 30 days to not do what they've been doing every 5 seconds of every single day. And now the ICJ is saying, okay, now we want to press criminal charges, which Netanyahu has been breaking international law for 7 months. So, yes, they do have the ability to press criminal charges. So,
Yep.
What does this one say?
New York Times reports Israeli and foreign officials say the International Criminal Court, ICJ, is preparing arrest warrants against top Israeli officials. This is also just an image. I wish they would, link to something.
Right. Well, there is one, I believe it's probably the next one, where the White House responded.
Let me see.
So, the thing is, regardless, Biden just gave Israel more billions the other day, like a few days ago. So the fact that they are wanting to now press charges against Netanyahu, how is he not culpable?
Mm-hmm.
What's that one say?
White House says ICC has no jurisdiction in Israel-Hamas war.
Right. So there you go.
Yeah.
If Netanyahu did end up getting prosecuted, for which I highly doubt, that would have to fall back on Biden in some way.
Yeah.
Because aiding and abetting, I don't fucking know. But, and people are always saying, well, Israel is a democracy. They're arresting people and throwing them in prison for criticizing Bibi. It's all over. I mean, just go to Twitter. There are videos. You can even go to my page. There are videos all over the place of people criticizing Bibi and getting thrown into cop cars. I mean,
yeah,
it's crazy. So the fact that people think they're a democracy when they can't even say things without being thrown in prison. Furthermore, it's not a democracy because it's supposed to be election time, and Bibi's like refusing to step down or campaign or you know, anything like that. It's not a fucking democracy. People love that word. Democracy's on the ballot. If democracy was on the ballot, you'd be supporting us for trying to get Jill on it. That's called fucking democracy. Having
Yep.
a choice is democracy. Being represented is democracy.
Preach.
Bananas. People. These people. They make my head hurt. So that was breaking news today. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
What is
You
this
sent me this
one?
link about Patriot Front,
Oh, yes.
which is very suspicious to me, but let's see what this clip looks like.
So basically, the cops are holding a march.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Now these people, they've sprung up a few different places, right? They just
Oh, yeah.
they kind of appear. They're always covering their face, which Republicans don't like to wear the masks. They don't like to do the face coverings. So to see that kind of, I don't know. It's all very
Right? They're
suspect
always
to
like,
me, right?
Antifa doesn't even show their face.
Right. Well, I think Antifa is an op too, just like this is an op half the time.
No,
If
but
I'm being honest
now
with you.
the extreme left wing are tankies, which are 100%, 100 times worse than Antifa. That was an article that just came out.
Is that true? Wow. Okay.
Extreme left.
The extreme left. Oh, they probably think Biden is the extreme left.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like, they call fucking Biden a commie and stuff. Like,
Well,
dude.
that's to get people to hate communism and to hate lefties.
Right.
They call him a
right.
crazy lefty to get people to hate lefties. I don't know. I hate words.
It's so crazy because it's like, if you really hate extreme leftists, don't do shit like this because it pushes us even more left. There are more people pushing left now than there were ever before. Thanks, Biden, because you are creating more and more activists every fucking day. And
Look
it's
how well
beautiful.
produced this video is. I don't know. Like I've been to real protests. I've been to Medicare for All protests. I don't know. To see this level of I don't know. Attention to detail is one. Like they're all wearing the
Yeah,
same
that's
thing.
a good point. That's a good point.
Like what? Our protests never look like this.
No, they don't.
This
They
is
don't.
not real.
I mean, first of all, I'm 85% blind, so my footage is not that nice. But yes, you are correct. That's more like a parade than a march.
Yeah, they have the drums and everything.
Yeah.
I think we need some drums at our next protest.
Yeah. Hell yeah. What else do we have?
I think all we have is the funny, unless you can think of something that I forgot to show.
I don't think so. What is,
Well,
let
then.
me see.
We have a comment
Okay.
from Robert James. He says, "How is Fetterman polling in PA?"
Oh my God, so bad. So bad. Like, oh my God, so many of us hate him. Many of us hated him before. I actually,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I should go public with this, but I actually know someone who worked for him who resigned over his Israel bullshit.
Oh yeah.
And I was talking to her earlier today, and it's just like, I mean, like, even if you did like him fuck knows why. But that video we just showed, how he said, I don't represent you because we differ. What? I
That's
mean,
not how it works, man.
it's true. You don't represent us, but like, you're supposed to.
Yep.
It's just crazy. And he is the epitome of an APAC bootlicker because he takes tons of money from them. And I mean, he is absolutely one of the worst, without question.
Because he says what they want, and he doesn't even like try to follow it up with good reasoning or anything. He just kind of repeats the propaganda that he's been told to say.
So like, I guess to like meet with him, we'll have to be like, we are huge Israel supporters. Can we come hang out? And I can't do that.
You should.
Well,
you
he
should
knows
try.
me, so he ain't gonna do that anyway. But like, there are not enough showers in the world that would make me able to do that.
All right.
No. So for those of you tuning in who haven't really seen the show before, we cover a lot of heavy stuff. Even though I make dorky jokes throughout it, we cover a lot of heavy stuff. So we started a thing due to one of the regulars said, why do you always end it on something so depressing? So I'm like, okay, we're gonna start ending the shows with a funny. So this is the funny. I have had it in my fucking head for 4 days, and I'm obsessed. Enjoy.
Bong bong, that's how you should treat the cup. Make them take more than 5 L's, that's how you beat the cup. Bong bong, do you want this juggernaut? Come and go hard with the jug, I call him juggernaut. Cal Poly going too off with big old plastic jugs just like a boot job. They wanna know what I think when I watch first. Thought that popped into my head is this is bunker. Bong 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 bong, what the students say. From Columbia Uni all the way to LA. Niggas unify and rise in the coolest way. Motherfuck 12, free Palestine to the grave. Not a single cut, a lot of love. What you got with a rake on the water judge. It's not a clip, only bitch, it's a life lesson. If you're resourceful, anything can be the right weapon.
Yes. Oh my god, plastic jugs like a boob job. I can't. Like I was crying when I saw that. Oh my god, and keep those memes coming of the water jug, you guys, because I can't. That person became an instant hero. Like an instant hero. I just saw the real video today for the first time, and holy fuck, is it scary? It is terrifying.
I don't know that I've seen the original unadulterated version.
Yeah, I just saw it. I'll send it to you. I just saw it tonight. And it is, this is funny and everything, but when I saw the real one, I'm like, holy fuck. Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
But, I want everyone to please, please, please stay safe. ACAB, as always, ACAB. But please stay safe. If anything happens at any rally or someone that it happens to, my DMs are always open. If you want me to share footage or anything like that, I always want to put things like that on blast and call that shit out because we deserve to be safe while we are protesting for safety. Like the irony, we are protesting for peace and getting beat up.
Can't do that.
It's insane. So everyone stay safe. I do have some great shows coming up, but the dates are not solidified. So I'm not going to go there. But tomorrow I will be at the Capitol in Harrisburg. 2:30 p.m. Eastern. There's going to be a gentleman speaking, Joshua Novell. He writes for Rolling Stone and others, and he just came out with a book called Petroleum. And he is an environmental scientist, and he's coming to Harrisburg to talk about what the book is about and what he's found in his research. For those of you who aren't in PA or aren't familiar with it, we have the second highest pipeline numbers. Our fracking is off the charts. So it's very important that he's coming and we have this conversation. Also, if you guys have watched my show or follow me on Twitter, you know I talk about East Palestine, Ohio 24/7. And a lot of people in Pennsylvania were also affected by that. So it's going to be a really important conversation. So 2:30 p.m. Eastern. And like I said, after I'm still going to kind of try to hang out and see if maybe I find Fetterman, but I don't know.
You gotta try.
Fingers crossed. I'll bring a water jug. Yes.
Careful. Empty.
That's true. They're going to put it on their list of weapons, like no GUNs, no KNIFES, no water. Oh my God. Dude, give it up for resourceful, man. That is some innovation right there. Oh
Yep.
my God.
It's good stuff.
Epic. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Smash the like, smash share, smash subscribe, and all of you guys watching on Twitter. Wow, there's a lot of you. Please just take a second to switch over, click the link, hit like and subscribe on my YouTube to help with the algorithm.
Yes.
And thank you guys so much. And thank you, Matt, for helping me out.
It's been my pleasure as always. Have a good night and be safe.
Have a good night. Much love, everyone.
Adios.